Welcome. In this video, is it possible for ZBCN coin to go even higher? We will analyze it. Don't forget to subscribe and like, and please watch to the end to understand. There is an uptrend structure on the chart that is quite striking and attracts the attention of investors. Such uptrends provide us with extremely valuable information about the general direction of the price. In particular, the fact that the price sticks to this trend structure for a long time and accelerates upwards as it touches this line is considered a positive outlook in technical analysis. When we look at the current chart structure, we can see that this uptrend is still valid and the price is moving in a healthy manner in line with this trend. More importantly, the fact that the price has recently touched this rising trend line once again and reacted upwards from here makes it clear that this structure works as a strong support. The fact that the trend lines work so clearly shows that the buy side is still active in the market, keeping the price within a certain protection zone. In other words, every contact with the rising trend line can be considered as a new buying opportunity for investors. Because in these areas, the price usually moves sideways for a while or experiences a short-term correction, followed by strong upward reactions as buyers re-engage. The recent scenario seems to have played out in exactly this way. Once the price came to the uptrend line, it was clear that the market recognized it as support and decided to buy. Such reactions are not only of great technical importance but also of great psychological significance. This is because trend lines are often considered a confidence zone among investors. This sense of confidence causes investors to see declines as opportunities, and intense buying takes place in these areas. Such upward movements, especially when the trend line is respected, increase optimism in the market and pave the way for the price to move higher. The fact that the price made a sharp upward bounce after the last contact with the trend line once again confirmed how strong the support is. This can be read as a trend continues signal in technical analysis, because unless a trend line is broken and below it, it is assumed that the movement in the relevant direction will continue. In the current situation, the rising trend line remains intact, and the price fully complies with this structure. This greatly increases the likelihood of continued upward movements in the coming period. In addition, such rising trend structures indicate that price movements are climbing up in a controlled manner. We are talking about a step-by-step, healthy rise rather than a hard breakout. This ensures that the price moves up without overinflating and that any corrections are smooth. This structure provides an ideal environment for both short-term traders and those who open long-term positions. This is because the price that periodically comes to the trend line gives the investor the opportunity to reevaluate. Finally, in technical analysis, price action along an uptrend usually indicates a market dominated by bulls. As we look at the current picture, we can see that the bulls have not relinquished this control, but on the contrary, they have regained strength at every trend theme and moved the price upwards. This kind of structure is technically very healthy and indicative of a sustainable uptrend. If this structure remains intact and the price continues to respect the trend line, it is highly likely that much higher levels will be tested in the coming period. But we cannot decide the analysis only with trends. Let's look at other metrics. Stay tuned. A careful examination of the chart shows that a distinct uptrend structure is still in place. Such structures are extremely valuable technical formations that show that the price has been rising steadily with periodic corrections, but without breaking its general direction. In the current situation, the price continues to move right at the border of this trend. Trend lines are powerful building blocks in technical analysis that can act as both support and resistance. Therefore, the behavior of the price at these levels is critical in determining the roadmap for investors. Looking at the current chart, we can say that the price is very close to making an upward breakout within the uptrend. The underlying reasons for this possibility include the fact that the price has consistently made higher lows and higher highs throughout this rising structure. This suggests that buyers are still active and dominant in the market and are determined to push the price higher. If the price breaks the upper band of this ascending channel, this could lead to a serious acceleration. In technical analysis, such breakouts are often the precursors to strong rallies. On the other hand, in technical analysis, the probabilities are always two-way, and you have to consider every possibility. Therefore, the possibility of the price breaking this uptrend to the downside should not be ruled out. Nevertheless, given the current market structure and the strong stance of the price throughout the uptrend, an upside breakout is more likely. This is because every time the price touched the lower band of the trend, it faced strong buying pressure and reacted sharply upwards. This suggests that the buy side is still active and the market is bullish. Looking at the last few candlestick patterns in particular, the fact that the price is very close to the upper limit of the uptrend suggests that a decision moment is coming soon. The direction of the breakout at this point will have a significant impact on the medium-term price action. If the price breaks to the upside, it would not only herald a short-term upturn, but would also instill confidence in investors and pave the way for a wider range of buyers to enter the market. This, in turn, could lead to both an increase in trading volume and new highs for the price. It is natural for the price to show indecision at the limits of such trend structures. These periods are usually when the market takes a breather, collects data to clarify its direction, and gains strength. In this context, it would be the healthiest strategy for traders to be patient, watch technical indicators carefully, and take positions according to the breakout direction. On upside breakouts, the first target is usually a rise in the length of the trend. This offers the trader a technically very satisfying potential. Of course, it is always important to follow the principles of stop loss and risk management. At this point, price structures that respect trend lines in particular show that the market is acting in accordance with technical discipline. This increases the reliability of the analysis. In addition, such disciplined movements also provide psychological comfort to investors, because price structures that are supported by certain levels are predictable and stable. The current uptrend structure falls into this category. If the price breaks upwards within this trend, it will not be surprising to see much harder and accelerated rises in the coming period. The Relative Strength Index is an extremely valuable oscillator often used in technical analysis, from which traders can gain important insights into the market's momentum. The RSI not only shows whether the price is in overbought or oversold zones, but also provides an opportunity to observe how it reacts to certain support and resistance levels. This is where a close look at the chart highlights a highly reliable support level that the RSI indicator has reacted to many times in the past. These levels stand out as areas where the RSI has previously touched and changed direction that has carried the momentum back up. Recently, the RSI seems to have come to the same area and generated an upward reversal signal again. This is a very positive signal because support points, which have proven to be reliable in the past, are reference levels that traders follow with confidence. The RSI's reversal from this level indicates that the price may also gain strength in the short term. When the RSI reacts from certain levels, it not only gives an idea of momentum, but also reflects the general psychology of the market. At this point, the fact that the RSI is again reacting upwards from this support area indicates that investors still have a high appetite for buying and that the market is responding with strong buyers even in the event of a possible price decline. In other words, this support zone is a ground that is accepted by the market both technically and psychologically. RSI also pay attention to this level. Yes, friends, I hope you liked the video. If you subscribe to my channel and like the video, more videos will be coming. Be careful in your investments, analyze the risks correctly, and always take strategic steps. I will be with you with different analyses, investment opportunities, and technical information in my videos. I wish you all a lot of profit. See you soon.